Yeah. Ooh, or do we wanna make it a little more interesting? Do we wanna make it who will win or who will advance to the next round? Alright, more predictions. Yeah, that's true. Absolutely. Yep. I should tell you, I am also terrible at beer pong, like, to that I'm bad. I'm so bad. I am what, teams do, give to other teams as a handicap. I'm that bad. Someone's got a hot hand, they pair me with them to cool them off. Alright, are we live? Cool beans. Absolutely. Oh, dude, have you seen, the new ones that I'm thinking of for the, are they good? Yes. Oh, absolutely. I mean, I'm not gonna get rid of a Rail Raiders throwback, and Binaries merch will actually be in the store. Ah, yeah, awesome. Love to hear it. Thank you for the follow. Noisy, I think. Noisy Boy USA. Well, it's the Binaries home, so really we should pick what probably suits them the best. It's your call. We technically Dev League is not subject to the laws of the weather wheel. Sounds good. No wins, dude. I like it. Absolutely. I like it. Heck yeah. I mean, you could even let it ride while we're playing for 5 minutes, and I assure you the game is still very much up in the air. Ooh, do I bet on this? Speaking of, you excited for the game against Twisters tomorrow? It's like Golden State when they beat the Bulls' regular season record and couldn't close it. Everyone forgets that. 18-1. I'm gonna put 1,000 on the Rail Raiders. Feeling it. I'm seeing a few. Not just myself. We've also got Noisy Boy, of course. Let's see who we got. We got myself. We got Goals Official. That's awesome. We've got a few, actually. It's got more than 3. I don't know why I keep saying we've got 3. I think that number's off. Absolutely. I was saying we can't compete. WSBL is doing marble racing for expansion lotto. It's over. We can't compete. It's this Fortnite stream. Technically, there's a football player in Fortnite. Therefore, we're in the Fortnite universe, so yes. Feeling anxious. Baku, thank you for the follow. Comes in fast. And Wildfire Micro with the sub, thank you very much. And pal, I have no doubt that it's fun.
I think, yeah, I was muted on stream, but you could hear me. All right, we're good now. We're good.
Yes, if you press, Toasty made it so if you press the delete key, it mutes you. And I forget what key unmutes you. Point is, don't press the delete key. I've learned that. Frylock is going to get very little.
Hey, good to have you, Musha. All right, goal line formation. Love to see it.
All right, how do you know it's a goal line and not an I form? Honest question.
Because it's the same formation that I see when I don't have any I forms in the.
Okay.
And I don't think West Coast has that specific I form. I could be wrong. It was Robinson Jr. slinging it to Dayton Holmes in a sea of white jerseys. Dayton Holmes comes down with it, and they are approaching field goal range. And Robinson Jr. just threw it away there. He had just enough time to throw it away. The pressure was coming, though.
You know, you'd think my line of bodies would be able to get through to him more often.
You'd think so, and speaking of getting through, Adoneto getting through for a 11-yard pickup there. First down, fresh set of downs for these binaries.
Noisy Boy, to answer your question as to where have you lined up, I have you lined up.
Oh, he dropped it, Dayton Holmes.
I believe in the free safety spot. Yeah, free safety returns punts. That one.
And the fullback dive, very sneaky. Gets
some good yardage there, too.
Good pickup of 7. Third down here. We'll see if the Rail Raiders make a stand. They're in a heavy formation. Handoff to Adoneto, and he is stuffed. That's Noisy Boy, right?
Hayasaka comes in. That's one of our new ones.
Or that's not Noisy Boy. That's the new one.
No, it's not. Hayasaka is Rapid Crab, Rapid Eagle.
Rapid. I love Rapid. Rapid Crab, yeah, he's we're too used to the Crabs locker room.
Look, there's only three things I know in life: the Providence Crabs, and the SCFSL.
That's right. But the binaries are out to an early 3-0 lead, kind of how they've played the whole season. They get out to a lead with just a field goal or one score, and then they try to hold on to it. So we'll see if the Rail Raiders can respond on offense as Error drops back.
Oof.
I think that was Dokabasi he overthrew, number 7 there,
Yeah,
and
it's
second
Dokabasi.
down.
And the
Error
blitz is
under pressure
coming.
just gets rid of it.
Smart. This is really kind of the problem is I don't have an answer for Kevin Choate. I
Yeah,
think
and
there's only one
speaking of
team that
which,
does. There
yeah,
he is.
yeah.
And he is so hard to match up against.
No, he's got that max speed, and he just gets right through.
And not having an OL to counter him really kind of makes it difficult.
Yeah, you need to. Yeah, I don't. It's
I am
very tough.
so excited for next season when he gets called up.
Well, anyway, binaries on offense, getting some blocks, but a fumble. Oh,
Oh, come on, you got to recover those.
they fall on it. Big break for the binaries. That could have been good field position for the Rail Raiders. Now
Could have
Rail
been
Raiders in
great field
6-2.
position.
Pressure coming.
Incomplete.
That was
Gets it
an
away just in
interception.
time.
That was an interception waiting to happen. Falls harmlessly to the ground, and we fall to the end of the first quarter, 3-0. Binaries up early on the Rail Raiders side of the 50.
How is asking me what I do if he's not called up? My answer is cry.
And Rail Raiders crying on defense as they cannot stop the binaries on third down. Another pickup and a handoff to Adenetto again, who gets a couple blocks and a couple yards. Rail Raiders definitely filled out their defense here in the latter half of the season, and this is kind of where it has to culminate, right?
Ooh, I think Boderman got it. He
He
did.
did. Yep. The fullback Boderman with the spin move. He had a nice carry earlier. Love to see some Boderman love on the binaries, and now binaries with a fresh set down. Get it to Adenetto. Can't make that man miss. That was number 26 on the tackle. I believe that's a bingo on the tackle.
Yeah, I'm really excited because a lot of our defensive players that we picked up are season 13 class
Oh, Dayton
rookies.
Holmes catching it in the end
Oof.
zone. Oh my goodness, I think that was Noah Bake trying on the coverage there. I think that's Noisy Boy, right?
Yeah, it probably is. And it's tough. You're covering a guy who's been earning all season just coming in. You're going to be mismatched and it's going to hurt.
Man, that was really good coverage, but Dayton Holmes has been doing that pretty much all season,
Yeah, I
getting
need
tough catches.
Dokobasi to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. So now Hardwood, another return for him, his third of the night. Not what you want. You almost want him to not be returning kicks because that means they're not scoring. But nice play action. Dokabasi making one man miss.
Told you, I just need Dokobasi doing stuff like that, and
And
I think we can keep up with him.
honestly, it feels like in this engine, once you're beyond the opposite 50, it gets really tough on defense, or it gets tougher on defense.
Absolutely.
So they're past the 50. That little 3-yard pickup by Mills. Now they can go, I think, because slinging it, it's intercepted.
Oof.
The Boderman with the
Oof.
pick. He was hit as
Allen
he
just
throws, and that is a bad, costly turnover. The best drive of the night. But the defense, Terry Crews, a great defensive player for the Railroaders, been there almost since the beginning, I believe.
yeah, honestly, if you're a GM in the majors and you're thinking of who to pick up on defense, I can't recommend this guy enough.
Yeah, we'll definitely see him in the rookie showcase, if not the Pro Bowl.
Oh yeah, we gotta do Pro Bowl voting.
Yeah, that'll be all right.
I do not envy Rail Raiders. Yeah, I don't envy me either.
As Adenetto with the carry stuffed. I think that was
And we get a
a
stop.
bingo. And yes, a punt coming up for Ricky Thruck. His first action since his field goal attempt, and well, I guess PAT is Punt is fielded at the 10, and that's Bake, who is hit immediately at the 14, 15-yard line. So a little 2-minute drill for Max Air and company. They
Just sling
don't
it
get,
to Dokabasi.
yeah, quick flag, might be an offsides.
It is an offsides.
Gets it to
It's going to be
Mill.
declined.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that.
I have a question after the game. I mean, you can always ask it during the game, too. We answer those questions.
We can
This
answer
is not
questions.
pre-recorded. It's all live.
And Max Air avoids the sack, gets the first down to the fullback Botterman. Nice job by Max Air. I didn't get
Uh,
your face gen in.
I didn't put it in yet, Benji. I've had a busy week. It's on my list. I've got like 6 face gens I'm behind on. I've been heads down working on things for the charity drive, such as jerseys. So that's kind of been my focus.
Error gets a face full of turf as he throws that one away. Almost another interception for him. 3rd and 10, critical 3rd down. They just hand it off to Mills, so they are content to punt. Binaries do call timeout, and they might score before the end of the half. They get the ball back at the end of the half, too. So a lot of momentum going in favor of the Binaries right now.
I mean, yeah, there's a reason they're the number 1 seed.
Yeah,
It, it's
it's just
it's
they did it in such an interesting fashion where their offense only scored about 40 points less than the next highest offense. They were last in points. They just grinded out on defense. But there's an interception. That is Wilfrith of Langwald, son of the. I messed it
Eldrick
up.
the Collier.
Eckrick.
The greatest top 10 name. I love his comment when he realized like right afterwards, the I've made a huge mistake thing. It's like I've got to use this name for my activity checks.
Yeah. Copy paste.
As error is sacked.
But
But
no,
it
Eric
doesn't
gets it
matter,
done.
Dokobasi.
Oh my goodness, you must be a little bit behind there. But Dokabasi, right when the Rail Raiders need it, he's been doing that all season as well. Gets the, I mean, that was a nice play off the play action, but the
Van Pal to
PAT.
third.
Oh my gosh. Shouldn't have put
Noisy
all of
Boy
his.
asks, when do I do more upgrades? So so every week you can do an activity check for 8 TPE, and you can do and updates go in every Sunday. So yeah, do activity
I,
checks,
I
get 8.
did I did go through all the newbies that had like their 50 and the ones who
Yeah.
spent it. I did update them, so there were a handful of people I did get, so they'd have a little bit more impact today. But
Right.
I didn't do that for like people who already had
At
their
the
chance
11th
up.
hour. No,
Yeah,
totally get that.
so I
I,
used a
I
little
wouldn't I would have
discretion
done the
there.
same thing. Yeah, totally. I trust you blindly.
So anyway, uh, Binaries on offense, seeing if they could score. They do have a couple timeouts, and that is Beaver Tree. No,
Beaver Tree.
there's that different Bubba Tree. They have a different. They have Sardine Beaver and Bubba Tree. So
Ah, there we go.
Bubba Tree can't get the first down. Adonetto can neither get the first down, and we are at the end of the half. So Railroad to score near the end of the second half, and they will kick the ball off back to the Binaries, though, but very far from out of this. When you have a guy like Max Error, he's kind of like the Brett Favre of the Dev League. He's either going to like do some incredible throws, or he's going to have a couple head scratchers.
Yep.
But hey, Brett Favre won a couple Super Bowls. Max Ayers won a couple championships himself, so not a bad quarterback to have in this situation.
Absolutely.
As that play action is no good. Robinson Jr., also a gunslinger himself, has an interception that led to the points for the Rail Raiders, and he's finding.
That time. Ooh.
Oh man, that's
That was
another.
a great read by the defense.
Yeah, it looked like a drop, and Holmes has had a
I think it was
couple drops.
deflected.
I don't know. Well, if it was weird because the player
And
was in
there's
front
Beaver.
of the DB.
Speaking of.
Sardine Beaver with his first catch ever. Only 3 yards in this playoffs, and that is going to force a Ricky Thruck punt. Punt to Noah Bake, who gets it to the 27, 28-yard line. That's a few yard pickup. And the Rail Raiders with a chance to take the lead for the first time in this game.
So a little bit of luck needs to happen our way.
Well,
Jalen Mills.
that doesn't hurt.
No, decent run actually.
You'll take a 5-yard run any day of the week. And
Absolutely.
now a pitch to Mills, who makes a man miss. So third and short situation here. Interesting back-to-back run plays from a pass-heavy offense, but it is 3rd and 1, positive yardage,
I can see us
and a third one,
passing here. Nope. Ah,
and he is
just
short.
not quite enough.
No, didn't.
I was kind of hoping.
It is not. So now with the missed PAT on his docket, it'll be Pal Van the third to punt it to Frylock, who makes a man miss, gets a good little return of not quite 10 yards. Binaries back on offense as we are approaching the halfway mark in the third quarter already. Adoneto finding Dayton Holmes underneath, and that's a first down. Good pickup, good pass. And that's what you need to do if you're the Binaries. You don't need to do anything crazy. Nice conservative underneath routes. And good
I'd
runs.
actually get a little crazy here, and
You would.
I know, but ignoring my bias, as I believe as the Rail Raiders, they should get absolutely crazy and throw as dangerous throws as humanly possible. Let's ignore that for a second. You're only up by 4. Wouldn't you want to try and do stuff like that Dayton Holmes pass right there,
Yeah,
where
but
it,
he had underneath routes wide open too, so he didn't have
yeah.
to throw it there. He just did because he could.
I mean, I just don't think it's enough of a cushion against an offense that has been pretty aggressive.
True,
To
but the Binaries probably have a lot of trust in their defense.
Yeah, let's also keep in mind that the AI has no idea about the impact of this game and sort of how it plays out for each of these teams.
Yeah, yeah. So now Robinson Jr. passing it again, one-on-one matchup, and it's Sardine Beaver with the touchdown at the pylon. Sardine Beaver from Jamirico Robinson Jr. I guess they listened to you too well, TLK. You said take some shots, and they took that personally. Um,
I, they
I
listen to
was,
me good.
I if they would have listened to me, it'd been 10-6 still.
I
Um,
know.
so
I mean, then again,
you're just doing it to yourself.
I mean, look, what is it? I'm commissioner of the majors, and I have more Dev League championships. You're Dev League commish, and I have 0 season. I have 1 win as GM in the majors.
That's true. That's true. Better record than me from a percentage.
Percentage wise,
Yep.
not numerically, and
Not
actually percentage wise,
not
we're tied this season.
yeah, that's true. Thanks for jinxing it. Anyway, error on offense,
It's
getting it to
revenge.
tie after the long second down, gets it to third and very manageable. And we get to the end of the third quarter, 11-point deficit. I think that's okay for some fours because the Rail
Absolutely.
Raiders are on offense. It is playoffs. There is chaos. I love to see it. And Jalen Mills, Jalen, one of the Mills,
Gets blown up.
absolutely blown up in the backfield. That is going to kill this Rail Raiders drive as they are forced to punt. You know, I might have passed it and just tried to go for it, but I can see punting it. It's still very early in the fourth, but um, if the Binaries have the same drive they did last time, it's not going to be good for the Rail Raiders. Robinson Jr. back to pass. Got a couple guys underneath, and that's Bubba Tree, the 4-yard pickup.
Noisy Boy is asking why the 4. So yeah, so when games are close, to keep people hyped and engaged, we always call for 4s in chat, as that one's incomplete.
Speaking of engaged, very engaged secondary. Nice coverage by the Rail Raiders. 3rd and 6, critical third down here. Robinson Jr. throwing it into a seat, and it's intercepted. That's Rapid Crab, a.k.a.
Rapid Eagle, I
Sorry,
Hayasaka.
Hayasaka. Hayasaka. All right, I don't know what that means, but sure. And it's a
Ooh,
max air fumble, and Rogel Dorn, the everyday utility man, picking up the fumble. And that is a fresh set of downs for the Binaries. That is a costly fumble. Robinson Jr. trying to give it right back, though, with a dangerous throw himself.
I see the Thaddeus Branson School of Quarterbacking has seeped its way into Mississippi.
Yeah, you'd think that'd be the case.
Oh, actually, to be fair, Did you watch the games last night?
Uh, no, I didn't.
Oh, it kind of felt like the Twisters, Wallabies there, where we got the pick and then immediately as it happened, just give it right back.
Give it right back. Yeah,
All right, so Rodney the Rook is going to try and make this a 14-point game.
Ricky.
Ricky the Rook. I don't know
I,
why I say Rodney.
I don't know. It sounds pretty neat though, and he makes good on it. He's been the best kicker in Dev League, arguably, um, because he's been the only one from day one, but or early on, and
Yeah,
still a two-score game, but 2 touchdowns against this Binaries team has proven to be quite the feat.
absolutely. It's a tough defense to go against. I do not look, if this continues at the pace it does, I do not look forward to being the team to play them in the championship. I
No,
secretly hope it's the Narwhals, just because I'd love to see a completely new winner for this year in the Dev League,
yeah,
but that's my personal bias.
we'll find out. I think next game is going to be even more exciting yet. That's why I kind of had it at
Oh,
the last one.
absolutely.
So, um, what about you guys? You guys are great. Don't worry about it. You guys got a lot of young people. You'll be really good next
Oh,
year.
I'm not worried. Plus, we'll
And
have
error
some of the sickest uniforms next season.
cannot connect. That was a good one-on-one matchup. Receiver could not come down with it, and then you have to think the ball game comes down to this play: 4th and 10, error, throwing, slinging, and it's
Oof!
intercepted. Keon Brooks, the new acquisition for the Binaries, with the INT, probably going to ice the game here. Um, that's a that's a tough interception error. Was that number 3 or 2? Two
Two.
interceptions and a fumble lost today.
Look, you can't hate that throw. It was trying to make something happen. It was a good one-on-one coverage. It was the right play. It just didn't pan out.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of blaming um, anything on
Or-
one specific play or call. Anyway, it's a
Yeah,
it's a full body of work, really. As
as DeFerrari will get the tackle for a loss.
I didn't think that lost yards, but maybe my eyes are failing me.
Or it could just be when they were tackled that they fly forward and still gain yards.
Right, 2-minute warning here in Chechnya, as that punt is looking really good, but
Oh,
because
when do they touch it?
oh,
Yeah,
they did
what a
touch it.
coffin!
Oh my
Oh my
goodness.
god,
That is
at
as
the
perfect
inch
as
line.
it gets. Watch out for a Kevin Choate sack. They pick up the pressure nicely, but it's thrown away. The sad choo-choos in the chat. Don't worry too much. I mean, this is this is almost, I wouldn't
David
say
and Goliath.
impossible, but very David and Goliath like. Um
Unfortunately, we often hear about David overcoming Goliath, but more often than not, Goliath wins. Otherwise, it wouldn't be as fantastic.
that's right. And you guys will be great next year as Butch Hardwood with his first action in the entire game, I believe.
Well, outside of kick returns. Yeah, we had no, if I were to go back and do it again, I probably wouldn't have really.
Dokabasi down the
Dokobasi!
sideline. Hold on. Oh
No!
no, a late
No!
holding call is going to set them all the way back to the 15.
No!
Latavius Dokabasi could have
That
been
was
an
it. That
absolute
was.
hero.
Then you get a onside kick and you can tie it up.
This error just getting abused this game. They even had a couple timeouts. Like they might have been able to play it straight up, or at least if they didn't recover the onside, still be okay.
Did the Rail Raiders lose a lot though? We lost a lot this off season compared to what we had in our previous roster. So we definitely were set back.
Yep.
Um so despite winning back to back, like we were pretty much at the get go.
Right.
And
I
there
mean,
was not much defense.
other than error, there was, I think you only had one or no defensive players in opening week, and a lot of
Uh
young weapons on offense.
yep.
So you have people like Hardwood who I don't know. It's tough to tell. It's tough to tell, but all these S13 people as the binaries will victory formation this one out. I mean, all these S13 people will be back next season, so it's gonna be good. So, But the Chechia Binaries are going to advance to the championship. Will this be their first ever championship appearance?
Would be quite the feat. Gone from a human first year as a human team to champions, that would be quite something.
I mean, it's a good story, right? Like, it's just
Absolutely.
and it guarantees at least a chance of a unique team winning a championship, right? So, um, there's always some silver lining. Rail Raiders, heck of a season, heck of a game. Um, this was, I mean, probably the toughest opponent you faced all season, and you really did play pretty well, especially in that first half. So. We're going to move on to the next game, but congratulations to the Cheshire Binaries advancing to the Super Casual uh, Dev League Championship.
Yep. All right, I gotta run. But congratulations once again, and thank you for doing this, Dust.
Yeah, no problem. We'll catch you around, TLK. All right, let's get this second game going. I am extremely excited for this next matchup here. We have the Kings and the Narwhals. The Kings are the home team, so let's get the Narwhals. Ben, are you still in the chat? Do you have any jerseys here? You have any unis or anything like that? Otherwise, I'm just gonna stick with the ways. But if we want to do something, we can. I'll catch you later, Wild Micro, Wildfire Micro, Wild Micro. Um, red jerseys. Yeah, I'm trying to think. The Kings have the baby blues. We could do reds. We could do reds and blues. That would kind of clash. The pants might be a little tougher. We can roll with this. We'll see how it looks. Because the Kings don't have much for options. They're all set there. The pants might look weird, but we'll roll with it. It'll be fine. I gotta get this prediction going. And to choose the outcome, the binaries, the big winners. So if you bet binaries last game, you had a good prediction. And we're going to get another one rolling here after I set this game up. We are going to go to Memphis, which I like to use Atlanta. We're going to have a clear night game with no win in hot Atlanta. Our experts in this one have Memphis as the favorite by the skin of their teeth. We're going to have a really good matchup, and we're going to do another prediction of who will win this one. The winner of this game will either play a rematch or they will advance to the championship. We have the what would you call it? Retribution rule, mulligan rule, something along those lines. So, anyway, I guess I realize I don't have game audio. Yeah, I'm trying to work before the playoffs. Well, don't worry, nothing happens in PBE anyway for like the first 15 minutes. All right, I'll rate them. Don't worry, Rabbit. So let me get another prediction going here, quick. We are gonna do a who will win, Kings and Narwhals. So, Pal, can you ping the Kings there? And Leafson's got the Narwhals. Kings have been pinged. All right, here we go. Yes, the binaries did win, 20-6. A pretty good win for them. I think the game was a little bit closer than the score implies, but a good win for the binaries. And this is probably the game of the night. The 2 and 3 seed going to battle. Memphis with Jim Bob the Mighty to kick this one off. And it will be Rafael Vasquez and the Narwhals to return it, trying to set the tone on offense. They got the weapons. They got ZKF. They got Fred Ucker. They got Rafael Vasquez. They got some dudes on this team. And here we go. First play of the game, and it's a fullback dive. You love to see it. Fullback love. Gets a yard. That is the new one. Adam Rage, I believe, on that quick hitter. 1 yard pickup, 2nd and 9. Now that man there, ZKF, gets hit trying to cut it inside. Only a gain of 2, 3rd and 7, facing this Narwhals early as they are in a heavy formation. Hitch out to ZKF, who makes a miss, and he gets the first down, weaving through some defense. Wow. Nice play by ZKF. We've been calling him out, and he's had some magical moments in this Dev League season. We'll see if that can carry over to the playoffs. They definitely need him to come up big. Doesn't come up big there. Just a modest 1-yard pickup. And 2nd and 9 here. Ucker now on the Narwhals' first pass attempt. He's throwing it deep. He's got one-on-one matchup, and that is deflected. That was a risky throw. I'm trying to see who that was in the deflection. I think it was number 96. I think that was Daddy Longlegs on the deflection. So nice coverage by the Kings defense. And 3rd and 9, throwing it. It's Leifson gone. Leifson with the catch, his first one of the game. First completion for Fred Ucker, and it was a big one. 26 yards. Narwhals down to the 30-yard line where they'll hand it off to ZKF, who makes one-man miss. And yes, he has a first down. Narwhals are cooking on offense now after that huge pickup. 1st and 10, handoff to ZKF, but he is met at the line. It does pick up 2 or 3 yards there. 2nd and 7. So fast pace, here we go already. Ucker dropping back, throwing it, and Rafael Vasquez catches it. Does not have the touchdown, though. He is short by inches. So we'll see if they just hand it off to ZKF. The counter play is swallowed up in the backfield. Boderman with the tackle for a loss. This Kings defense is hungry on the goal line. Now they're in a 6-2. Narwhals hitching it out to ZKF, and he can walk into the end zone. Touchdown, Narwhals. They strike first in this second Dev League game. They are wanting to get to the championship here, so they are up here 7-0 early. ZKF is too fast, and that time he was too strong, willing his way past the goal line for the first points in the ball game. Cardell to kick this one off, and the Kings with a chance to respond. You have Tom Tebow on the return, getting it to about the 33-yard line. And we've got 2 high-powered offenses going at it. Not that the defenses are bad, but some of these offenses are just incredible. Harold Flower, the quarterback for the Kings. Muriel Labillion, as you see him spin and get the first down there. Tom Tebow, of course. And there's a cast of others. Some pickups, recent pickups. Troy Frosty, their tight end, Ringo Starr. So many dudes on this Kings team. As Ringo Starr now with the catch, with the spin move, gets into enemy territory. Kings are cooking on offense as well. We could have an absolute shootout here, folks. Flower with the counter to Troy Frosty, who gets about 3. And we get to the end of the first quarter. Narwhals are up 7, but Kings are driving. They are inside the 35. And 2nd and 8 is what they face to start the second. Flower now back to pass. Throwing it. Double coverage. Whoa, that was dangerous. And that is a 3rd and 8 for the Kings. See what play they call here. Flower now back to pass again. Throwing it, and I think that's through the back of the end zone. Not the best decision by Flower on that one. The Narwhals defense will hold. They will attempt a long field goal. This is about a 51 yarder. Jim Bob the Mighty's kick is up, and it's good. He gets it through just above the crossbar. So the Kings are up on the scoreboard, 3-7, still trailing the Narwhals, but did turn that good drive into some points, just couldn't quite get it all away. Now the ball will go into the hands of the Narwhals. They are up by 4. And that man there, ZKF, you see him at the bottom of the screen, but he's at the top of our hearts, or something like that. But again, starting out with the fullback dive. Adam Rage with a little 1-yard pickup there, 2nd and 9. Hand off to ZKF, who gets met there. Can't tell who that was on the tackle there. I think it was a bot. Maybe it was Tilly. And that is 3rd and 7 now. Pitch out to ZKF, and he is met at the line of scrimmage. The new king there. That is Leo Delacroix with a huge stop. The Narwhals are forced to punt it to Daddy Longlegs, who gets it to the 29, 30-yard line, and that's where the Kings will take over on offense. A field goal to end their last drive. They're obviously looking for 6 on this one. Flower to Troy Frosty, who gets about 2 or 3. Oh, I guess they give him 4. Kind of a generous spot. 2nd and 6 now for the Kings. Flower back to pass. Slinging it. He's got a man deep. It's Tom Tebow down the sideline. That's a touchdown by the Memphis Kings. Tebow had a step on his man, and Flower found him. Touchdown, Kings. They are up by 2. PAT pending here. Jim Bob the Mighty's kick, and no doubt about it, right down the middle. PAT is good. 10-7 here. Thank you, Rapid, for the follow. I appreciate that. I gotta call you Rapid Eagle, but I really want to call you Rapid Crab. It's just so hard to resist. And speaking of hard to resist, it's hard to resist how good of a game this is so far. We are halfway through the second quarter. Back and forth we go, and we'll see if they go back to ZKF. They do pick up of a couple. The Kings maybe picking up on the run game a little bit. See if you got to give the ball into Ucker's hands and just let him sling it. Now ZKF with a better pickup of about 6. Kings call a timeout. They're trying to get the ball back here. 3rd and 2. We'll see what they call. 6-2 formation for the Kings. Pressure's coming in. It gets to Ucker. That is Commander Fluffy, the longtime DL for this Kings. He's been there all season. Gets the critical sack on 3rd down. Commander Fluffy taking Ucker to the ground. And that man just disappeared. So Daddy Longlegs decides to not even... All right. Anyway, Kings with the ball at the 15. Flower throwing it. Ooh, risky throw by Flower, but it falls harmlessly to the ground. That is 2nd and 10 as we've hit the 2-minute warning. Flower now dropping back, throwing it. Another dangerous throw, trying to get it to Frosty out of the backfield. Not working for him. Already 3rd and 10, so Narwhals with a chance to stop them on 3rd down. Handoff to Frosty, who gets some, but not enough. And Narwhals, yes, they will take their first time out. 1:48 here in this one, and they're going to get the ball back with okay field position as Jim Bob the Mighty punts it to LaRoyce Bullet, who gets it to the 39. Narwhals with 2 timeouts, over 1:40 on the clock, 101 seconds if you will, 101 Dalmatians, whatever you want to say, is Ucker with a lot of time slinging it. And that is another risky throw. So both these quarterbacks taking a lot of shots and not really seeing the best results all the time. But there's a good pass to Luke Rogers, who makes a man miss, and he's down the sideline. He picks up another block. He's inside the 20, gets out of bounds to stop the clock. Ucker, instead of throwing it deep, threw it to the conservative route on the left side and went for big, letting his receiver just do work after the catch. Now Narwhal's passing again. He's got a man. Oh, that's dropped. First game was good. If you're a Binaries fan, the first game was good. If you're a Railroaders fan, it's probably not a good game. But Binaries won the last one, 20-6, and will be in the championship. As the Narwhals looking to get in the championship themselves. 3rd and 10, here we go. Now, Ucker dropping back, throwing it to Adam Rage, who gets about 4. Not enough for the first down, so the field goal unit is out as McCardell to kick this one. Kick is up, and it is good. Just gets inside the left upright, and we are all knotted up, folks. 10 apiece with just under a minute left in the half. Tom Tebow to return it. Gets it to the 30. We'll see if how aggressive Memphis is. They get the ball to start the second half, so they don't have to be too super aggressive. But they are coming out passing. Flower throwing it, trying to get that running back again. will not connect with Troy Frosty, and that is second down. Flower, um, despite the touchdown, has had a few bad throws. See if he can change it up here as gets it to Tebow there, and that's a better pass. 3rd and 1 for the Kings here. And they're passing again. 6-2 incoming. And it's intercepted. Calvin Frost with the INT. Oh my goodness. That was a lot of pressure up the middle. Flower had to get rid of it, and now Ucker getting rid of it. Almost had a connection there, but falls to the ground. 15 seconds left in the first half. Narwhal's trying to get some points here before the end, and that is way off target. Probably wasn't the worst incompletion either. 2 timeouts still for this Narwhals team, but you have to think they want to get 10 or 15 yards at least for a decent attempt at a field goal, and ZKF with a run will get them 10. They do call a timeout, so see what they do here. They're going to call one more play at least. They might be able to get 2 off. Not sure. Ucker throws it. And there's still a second left. The ball is incomplete. So they have a chance for a 43-yard miracle shot into the end zone. Ucker without a touchdown this game. Back to pass. Has some time. Throwing it. And it falls to the ground. There was some jerseys